Today we are going to see the 91st Stotra. Bharabrikkadido yogi, yogisha sarvakamada, ashrama shramana shama, suparno vayuvahanaha. First one is Bharabrit. Bhara means the load. Brit means who is carrying it. So Bhagavan is carrying the load of the universe. And the load, it is cannot be compared to the load that is carried by a man. For us, when we hear the load carried, means like man carrying a load or a sack of uh, heavy weight. But Bhagavan is carrying the load of universe means he himself is the world. And Bhagavan is the material cause of the universe. Katita. Katita means, Kati means glory. Katita means glorified. So Bhagavan is glorified in Vedas and spiritual books. That means Bhagavan is the essence. He is the sole center for all the themes in the scriptures of the world. He can be in different forms and in different scriptures, but he is the same power that is mentioned everywhere. Yogi. Yogi means it is the level of life where we realize ourselves, our life through yogas. Yoga means self-dedication and focusing on one thing. And the greatest yogi is considered to be a person or a human who can stop all the other thoughts and the agitations to a controlled way, and he will not have any other thoughts than his focus, that is Bhagavan. And the yogi will be all conquered, he will be totally immersed in his own target, and his Maya will never affect his thoughts. That means his mind will not change because of the surroundings. And he will be living in his own effulgent self. He will not just depend on others, other thoughts, others' actions. And he is considered to be the greatest yogi when he realizes self and work for it. Next one is Yogisha. Isha means the Bhagavan or the king or the highest level. And Yogisha means the king of all the yogis. So the king of all the yogis means he realizes the self becoming the automatic Atma. So he only realizes and focus on the Bhagavan, and he can control self. That means he is the perfect yogi who has no ego at all. That means the ego is the Jiva Bhavana. Jivatma, Paramatma. So Jivatma is the body, Paramatma is the soul. So in the Jivatma, we have a lot of Bhavana. Bhavana means various kinds of emotions. And these emotions are the result of the actions and the enjoyment that we feel through the experience. That ego is totally destroyed when you become a yogi. So when you end yogi and that awareness comes, that absolute reality comes, then you become the highest level of human. that is closest to moksha. So you should be free from your ego entirely and fully from involvement that this samsara, that is this world is full of maya, and it always attracts us from moving away from moksha. And these activities should be controlled with our mind and thoughts. And the best among yogi is called yogisha. That's why Bhagavan is called yogisha. Next one is Sarva Kamada. Sarva means all. Kama means the desire. Kamadha means one who is getting desired on something. So Sarva Kamada means Bhagavan is fulfilling all the desires of the true devotee. So Bhagavan blesses the devotees with all his desires. But as a true devotee, our desire will be reaching the Bhagavan and meeting and merging in him. Other than that, as a true devotee, once we reach the level where we want to meet the Bhagavan, we will not have any other desire. No more properties, no more positions, and no more gain for the kids, and no more happiness with the worldly things. So our end desire will be getting moksha and meeting Bhagavan and merging in him. So that's why Bhagavan is called Sarva Kamada. And another thing is in the Sarva Kamada, it also destroys Bhagavan's thoughts itself destroys other unholy things. That means thinking hate or thinking bad about others. And we will not feel any lusty desires in other actions, and we will not be sensuous. We will be truly faithful and trustful to Bhagavan. So Bhagavan will bless us with all our desire. That is we will have the moksham and we will not have any other janmas. Ashrama. Ashrama means the harbor or the only place where the all the storms of life is ending. Ashrama means Bhagavan's place where we are decided to go. So we have only source where all our strain will be done. We will not have any other strain. We will not have any other stress. Then our body, mind, intellect, everything will be fully calmed down. And we will enjoy the peace, joy, quiet, bliss, and the ultimate happiness in the heart of Bhagavan. That is Narayana. That's why we say Bhagavan is the only ashramam where we can rely upon. All our house can be destroyed and all our property can be taken away. But only thing that will be permanent is Bhagavan's place. Shramana. Shramam means uh, putting effort. Shramana means Bhagavan is putting effort to the all the people or all the humans to sense. Bhagavan is making them sense so that they can yield the moksha. Bhagavan is the law giver. So Narayana decides who he should give the reward according to their action. So all the fatigue and weary and all the disappointments that we have to the temporary happiness will be all calmed down in Bhagavan's place. That is Shramana. Bhagavan is giving the worldly people or human the lesson how to change everything, that our thoughts. So when we start knowing Bhagavan, we will have a change entirely in our mind, our thoughts, and our actions. We will start seeing soul in every human, and we will start loving everybody. And we know that when something suffering is happening, it is not because of us. It is all because of Bhagavan's already written history. Next one is Shama. Shama. Shama means it is the uh, time where we feel something is missing. So, Shama means Bhagavan destroys everything at the final deluge. That's why Bhagavan has taken the avataram of Shiva. Shiva Bhagavan is there to destroy things at the time when Bhagavan thinks that a new yugam has to be created. So, those agitations, our mind with full of agitations will be calmed down, and our desires will be shrinked, and all the projections world will all end, and a new era will start. So Bhagavan is doing everything for a specific reason. Next one is Suparna. Suparna means golden leaf, and it is the Ashwatha tree that Bhagavan is showing the enchanting springs of suggestions to us, that there is always different options to find positivity in life. We do not have a single option for our life. We have a lot of options that we can go, that will make us happiness, that will give us happiness, that will make us feel peace of mind. So that's why Bhagavan is called Suparna, because he is giving us different choices that we can take in life, so that we will feel that we have reached a position where we are done with enough Maya or all other temporary happiness. So Bhagavan is giving us an opportunity to think about the soul and what happens when a death comes. Our soul is going directly to Vaikuntham, or it is taking another body while it is getting a new Janma. So the cycle starts again. Vayu Vahana. Vayu means winch. Vahana means the vehicle. So Bhagavan is going in such a great speed, or Bhagavan is reaching each and everywhere in the speed of wind. So in Bhagavad Gita it is said that it is because of the fear of Bhagavan that even the fire is burning, even the sun is functioning, even the moon is coming out, and even the earth is rotating, and even the wind is moving. That means Bhagavan is the controller of our life. Bhagavan decides how we should take the next step. So we have always a different phase. That means one phase will be full of happiness. At that time, we even forget to think of other things. We will be fully immersed in that, and we will be fully in a state where our mind does not think of the other humans. But when there is a phase where there is a sadness, we do not think much of us. We start thinking about others. We are just waiting to depend on others. We are waiting for others to come to you and give you a lot of support. So at that time, the phase where there is a sorrow, we start thinking of getting all the support from others. The same way, there is another phase called anger. At that time, we do not think of self, or we do not think of others. We only think of the action. What triggered the anger? So we only have lots of uh, s- uh, hormones going through the face. When you are angry, when you see in the mirror, you will feel that your face is so agitated that you will not like your face. And when the time of ego, jealousy, we will not think anything else other than how we are lacking something that the other person is having. So we will always think about how to achieve it. How can we get it? So these are all the phase where we have to think about the soul, the Bhagavan, because he is teaching us a lesson while through the sadness, while through the fear, while through the ego, while through the anger, he is teaching us a lesson that it is not permanent. At the time of anger, we will be using words, actions, which cannot be taken back, but we will calm down. Our hormones will settle down. But what happens? It will take some time. We will become tired. So that's why it's always said that we should have a control of emotions that can only be done through the constant prayers. With the Bhagavan's Namam, we will get a power to control our emotions, and we will talk sensibly, and we will take actions that is the required way, and we will talk only when it is needed. So we have seen the names. Bharabrit, Kadita, Yogi, Yogisha, Sarva Kamada, Ashrama, Shramana, Shama, Suparna, Vayuvahana. So we'll be reaching the 856th Namam of Bhagavan. Bharabrit, Kadido, Yogi, Yogisha, Sarva Kamada, Ashrama, Shramana, Shama, Suparno, Vayuvahana.